A circle C has equation x plus 22 whole square plus y plus 12 whole square equals 169. Find the x coordinates of the points of intersection of C with the x-axis. So we start with writing the equation of the circle so that we have the center and the radius. So we can do that. We can write x minus 22 whole square plus y minus 12 whole square equals 13 square, because 169 is 13 square. So what we get is the center, therefore center O, if O was a center, suppose so we have a point O as a center. So the center O, the coordinates of the center O is center O, we can just say center O, I can say minus 22 minus 12. So that's the center, right? Minus 22 minus 12. Now what the next step to do is to draw the radius. So from O to where the x-axis cuts the circle. So if I do that, if I name it again, easier that way. So join OA. So OA and OB are the radius. OB are radius. And what we have to do is to find the x coordinate of A and B. So we need to find x coordinate of A and B. So that's the job we have to do. That's the question. That's the answer we have to give. So OA and OB are the radius, right? So you will also know, we know what OA and OB is. Like OB is 13 and OA is 13. And that equals 13. OA equals OB equals 13. So triangle OAB is isosceles. I just wrote it down. Okay, then if I drop a perpendicular from O onto AB, then you see this perpendicular is kind of bisecting AB. But it is important, yes. Why do I say that? Yeah, it is important. So AB is otherwise we can't continue with this question. So x is the midpoint of AB. X is the midpoint of AB. OX is perpendicular to AB, and OX is OX is perpendicular to AB. So we got that OX is perpendicular to AB. Now the point is, what next? Where do we go from here? So what we can do, you see this OX, we can because this is the x-axis and y-axis, we can have a little rectangle and with the x and y-axis OX, and what happens is this is 22 if you had like again I don't know P and Q. So you see it's not I mean OQ would be 22 and OX would be 12 because this distance PQ is 12 and the distance XP is 22. So of course it's X would be minus 22, but as in terms of distance it is it's 12. So I can say that OX is 12. we don't need OQ, it's not important. We then see that in triangle OXB, applying Pythagoras, OX is 12, in triangle OXB, and if you applying Pythagoras theorem, so we can say OX square plus XB square equals OB square. So XB square would be OB square, so 13 square minus 12 square, and that is 169 minus 144, that is 25. So xb would be square root of 25, that is 5. So we now know xb is 5. So the rest I think is quite easy because we know the coordinates of x, because x is minus 22, so minus 22 0. So we can write x is minus 22 0. That's the coordinate of x, and the distance xb is 5. xb is 5. Therefore the coordinates of b would be, you would have to add 5 to it, would be x coordinate of b. If I say x coordinate of b would be minus 22 plus 5, that is minus 17, and similarly, so this would be this is minus 22 0, and this would be minus 17 0, and similarly x coordinate of c would be, you'd have to, this is also 5, xa is also 5, xb is 5, and xa is also 5. It's because the triangle is isosceles, and this is a OX is the perpendicular bisector. So you have xa is also 5, and therefore the x coordinate of c is going to be minus 22. You'd have to minus 5 because it's going to be more negative. That will be minus 27. So the points are, so this point is going to be, a will be minus 27 and 0, while b is minus 17 0. So find the x coordinates of the points of intersection. Our answer will be, so the x coordinates are minus 17 and minus 27.